Chances to see Taomi now in action. What's that?
What do I think about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a talented guy. So he's big, he's strong, moves his feet well, raw in football, so which I expected. So, but he's got a great attitude. That's the most important thing. He's come out working hard every day, but he's got some development to do.
How do you come on the radar so late in the process? How did you spot him?
We saw him at the Sacramento State camp. We were up there watching the camp. The usual suspects were there, and then we were kind of like, hey, who's this kid? And we had a spot open and had a need and needed to fill a spot, and we thought he was good enough to take a shot on.
Where do you see him playing? Like the spot, where do you see him playing?
I don't know. We're still kind of figuring that out. We started him out at tackle because that's what he's been this past season. But I think eventually, once he learns to play with power in his lower body, he could certainly be a big guard too. He's a big, strong, powerful guy, but he does have good feet. So we'll kind of see as it progresses. I do think he's good enough to maybe play some tackle, but powerful enough to play guard. So that's going to play out over time.
Do you view him as potentially a contender to crack the 2 deep, or do you see him as more kind of developmental?
I'm not putting anything on kids like that yet. I mean, hell, he wants to crack the 2 deep, go crack it. He wants to be a starter, go be a starter. I mean, that's one of the things. When you're coaching, you certainly love your guys and you understand their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, and their disappointment and their joy when they beat a guy. But I can't pick who starts and who doesn't. That's decided out here on the football field by the players.
Could you give a general overview on the 4 guys competing to play at right guard? What have you liked that you've seen from them, and what do you need to see for someone to separate and lock that spot down?
Yeah, man, there's been improvements. But I think the biggest thing is just consistency. So it's like, how many times when we go to execute a certain block or a certain assignment, can we do that the same way when we're facing the very similar situation? And right now we're doing it really well a few times, and then one time it's like, gosh, where did that come from? And then we're back to it. And so we're just a little up and down right now, but you are seeing flashes of it being done, executed the way it should be. It's whoever becomes the most consistent at doing it the right way. That's who's going to probably get the most playing time.
Who's standing out there right now?
Well, both the guys are competing right now. And then you got Gino too. And Gino's a little banged up coming off the knee surgery, but he's slowly working his way back in. But obviously he's an older guy and he knows what he's doing and he knows all the techniques. And so as he continues to get healthy, and then, the other guy's Micah Benuelos. He's really coming on too. He's done well. So I feel good about that interior depth. Development still to do, but I feel like if we'll press like we are right now and keep working, we're going to get to where we need to be. And I don't know who it's going to be.
And then at left tackle, if Elijah Page for whatever reason can't go, I know Jordan was there last year. Who else on this roster do you have confidence in that they can go out and play left tackle for you in the big time?
Well, Tobias Raymond is the closest to that spot. He's been taking reps at both as a backup. And then, I think, even if Tobias, you felt a little more comfortable with him at right tackle, you could probably certainly switch Murphy to left tackle and if something permanent happened there. And then Justin Tanu, who's coming on as a young guy, he continues to get better every day. He's got a lot of growth to do. He's still a young guy, but very impressed by him. He knows his assignments, knows what to do. Just got to do it better.
We talked to Lincoln yesterday just about Elijah moving down on the scout team for a time last year.
Yeah.
The need to kind of for him to get beat up a
Yeah.
little bit. Just what did you see through that process and kind of how he came out of that and has developed since then?
Well, I think that process forced him to fight, and it was a little bit on him. It forced him to play with intensity. And if he wanted to get it done, he had to do it with a certain physical demeanor. So I thought it was very positive for him. He came back from the end of that, a much more intense personality, and he obviously played pretty well in the bowl game. And he's still a guy that's young. He's played one game and you forget he's a redshirt, redshirt freshman, and he's still learning and still developing. But he's certainly very talented, and Pat McAfee thinks he's huge. So, so anyway, well, he's going to get there. He's a great kid and works hard. He was a little frustrated with his performance today because he made a couple of mistakes, but sometimes it's just that consistency of not losing focus. A lot of practice is about that for an offensive lineman, is just consistently putting yourself in position to win and not giving the defense any easy wins. And he's going to continue to get better at that.
Mason seemed to have some ups and downs in his development early on. How have you seen him really stabilize and sort of progress over the last couple of years?
Well, I think more than anything, it's his focus. It's his desire. It's his, hey, I'm going to be a player. I'm not sure when I first got here if he saw himself that way. So I think more than anything, he's changed his self-image, and he's holding himself accountable to that image. And to me, that's made all the difference in the world to him. So I'm proud of where he's come. He knows we got stuff to get better at, and we're working on it. But I'm proud of how far he's come, and I'm even more proud of not the end product of that. I'm proud of the process he's putting himself through, and the focus and the desire, and setting an example as a great teammate and doing all the little things right.